What's going on, everybody? It's Say come back at you in another video. And this one we're looking at which shotgun you should prioritize in the current stage of Fortnite. In this video I'll be talking about each weapon's damage, how fast it shoots, how long it takes to reload, and in what order you should prioritize them. We will be talking about the combat shotgun, the golden epic rarity of the tac shotgun, the pump, and finally the double barrel. Even though it only spawns in Tilted Town, it's still in the game. We won't worry about the gray, green, or blue rarities of the tac shotgun or any of the rarities of the drum shotgun, because those ones are obviously not as good as the other 4 weapons in this game, and you should be prioritizing those other 4 over these anyway. So for the combat shotgun, for the blue rarity, the base damage is 73, firing rate is 1.85, magazine size is 10, reload time is 5.3 seconds. For the epic, the base damage is 77, firing rate is 1.85, magazine 10, reload time 5 seconds. For the gold, base damage is 80, firing rate 1.85, magazine 10, reload time 4.7 seconds. So things to know with this weapon: the damage goes up with the rarity, reload time goes down with the rarity. Firing rate and magazine size stay the same, and it has a very small spread, which means that you have to be accurate, but what it does do is shoot very fast and you can hit targets from further away. So if you're accurate, you know that about yourself, this could be a good gun for you. Now the tac shotgun. For the epic, the base damage is 83, firing rate is 1.5, magazine size is 8, and reload time is 5.4. For the gold, the base damage is 87, firing rate is 1.5, magazine is 8, reload time is 5.1. So the things to note with this one: the damage goes up with the rarity, reload time goes down with the rarity. It hits harder than the combat, but the combat can get 2 shots off faster. It has a wider spread, so if you don't have the accuracy to consistently hit your shots with the combat, this one could be good, and it still has a fairly high firing rate. Now, the pump shotgun. For the green rarity, the base damage is 95, firing rate is 0.7, the magazine size is 5, and the reload time is 4.8. For the blue rarity, the base damage is 100, firing rate is 0.7, magazine 5, reload time 4.6. Now, the reload time is smaller, it's faster than the tac or the combat, but you are only reloading 5 bullets instead of 8 or 10. So if you really calculate it, it is pretty damn slow. The things to know with this one: damage goes up, reload time goes down as the rarity increases, has a very slow firing rate, and the spread is not that big. So the spread is smaller than the tac but bigger than the combat, which can work to your advantage, especially since it hits hard. You can, if you're pretty accurate and you aim for the head, you can get off 200 damage headshots. So the one thing about this gun, if you're not that accurate and you don't make your shots count, probably stay away from this one. So next up, the double barrel. So for the epic rarity, the base damage is 114, firing rate 1.9, magazine 2, reload time 2.8 seconds. For the gold rarity, the base damage is 120, firing rate 1.9, magazine 2, reload time 2.7. So things to note about this one: this only spawns in Tilted Town, so you might run across it a little bit during the game, but not that much. Most people will take the pump over this one, so the only time you will really see it is if you are in Tilted Town. It does have the biggest base damage and the fastest firing rate, but it only carries 2 shells before you have to reload, and the reload time is actually pretty dang slow. Considering the pump, tac, and combat will take less time to reload 2 shells, it is a long time to reload this weapon. One thing that can help is if you aren't very accurate, this gun has a very wide spread. So even when you aim down sights, it is bigger than I think even the tac shotgun. It's massive. But at the same time, it will have the biggest drop off in damage if you aren't right in their face. If you're just a little bit back, you won't be doing as much damage as some of these other shotguns. So for my overall conclusion when considering which shotgun should be prioritized over the others, I would say that it comes down to your play style. How close are you to the opponents? Do you like to be a little bit further away? How accurate are you? If you like to be up in the opponent's face, the pump or the double barrel might be the gun for you. If you like to be a little bit further away, keep your distance, do more chip shots, the tac or the combat might be the one for you. And then of course the 2 that you got to be accurate with: combat, pump. Not so accurate, tac, or the double barrel. So if I were to give you a list 1 through 4, then I'd have to start off at number 4. It'd be the double barrel. This gun hits hard, but it has no range at all. And if you miss those 2 shots, it is a long time to be able to reload. You gotta do a little bit of maneuvering. So if I'm being completely honest, for most people, you should just leave this gun in tilted down. So for number 3, I will give this to the TAC. This gun is good if you're a newer player and you aren't super accurate. It has a wide spread and it does have a faster firing rate. So if you're newer, aren't that accurate, you can still get off multiple shots and hopefully land some. So number 2 is the pump. If you're pretty close to an opponent, but not as close as a double barrel, this gun still packs a punch. The spread is tight enough that you can hit a 200 damage headshot, but not so small that it is really hard to hit your shots if you aren't that accurate. If you are still leaning more towards the accurate side, this is a good one, and this is still one that a lot of people pick up over all the other ones. Number 1 for me is the combat shotgun. Now, even though the spread is the tightest, you can hit people from further away. If you're accurate, you can still get off 2 shots before any of these other guns. So let's just say someone doesn't hit you for a 200 damage pump shotgun shot, you're gonna win that battle if you're accurate, because you're gonna be able to get off 2, maybe even 3 shots before they could get off their second one. Also, the good thing about this gun is because it is able to do damage from so far away and how fast it can shoot, you often don't need to carry an SMG. So what you can do is carry extra mobility, extra heals, all that stuff. It'll be able to get you through the late game very easily. You could just carry an AR and then the combat shotgun, and for the most part, you're good to go. If I could give you any recommendation, it would be to try to get as good as you can with this gun and carry it anytime you get the chance. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more content, and I hope you all have a great day.